Well, it's about 6:02. I think I'll give it one more minute, but I just want to welcome everybody here tonight. We had a fantastic um, registration for this particular call, so I think everybody's interested in getting some updates about the college and listening to Lucy Moran, our director of the Career Exploration Center. Um, and I'm trying to get my window back to, oh yeah, view. Here we go. If everybody could go ahead and mute or press their mute button as people are joining, then we'll be able to hear the speakers.
Where am I? I have no idea.
Whoever the meeting host is, you can also go to the participant, just click on participants and you can go in and mute people. I don't know if you knew you could do that.
All right, we are going to go ahead and get started. Good evening. I'm Mary Rinaldi Wynn, Senior Director of Alumni and Donor Relations. I am joined by a great team tonight, and you will meet them all in the breakout rooms. And this takes a big team effort because of all of the technology that has to happen. I just want to review our agenda for this evening. We are going to hear from Lucy Moran, who is our director of the Career Exploration Center this evening. And then we are also going to have a few minutes for Q&A, and then we will break out into rooms by class officer titles. So everybody will have a chance to chat with each other and get ideas. It's a pretty casual opportunity. It's not super programmed once you get into the breakout room. So please bring your questions and your ideas and suggestions for class engagement. I do want to just thank everybody for being here this evening, especially our reunion classes. Alumni Weekend 2026 will be bringing back classes ending in 1 and 6, and I'm going to put a special plug in right now for the Outstanding Alumni Awards. Please nominate your classmates. The deadline is October 1st, which is coming up very soon. The nomination process seems daunting, but it's actually very simple. So if you have a deserving classmate, please make a nomination. And so I am going to turn it over to Kaylee Shebs Waters. Oh no, I'm sorry, Amy Chastain, the director of the Fund for Agnes Scott, to give us a little update.
Thanks, Mary. Hi, everyone. It's so good to see all of you. I love these meetings. And I just want to say thank you for spending time with us. I'm Amy Chastain, Director of the Fund for Agnes Scott, and I'd like to just introduce my team. Jasmine Paul and Blue Lassiter are on the call. Blue is the contact for fund chairs, and Blue and I will both be in the fund chair breakout room later on. And Jasmine is here as class president today. We're trying not to make her work too hard on this. And now I'll turn it over to Alumni Board Member Kaylee Shebs Waters, class of 2006.
Thanks, Amy. Thank you guys all so much for being here. I am extending my sincere greetings and gratitude from the Alumni Board for the Agnes Scott Alumni Association. It is a really exciting time on campus right now, and a really exciting time to be an alum. And we're so glad you could join us. It is my very distinct pleasure tonight to introduce Lucy Moran to you. The Alumni Board had a chance to hear Lucy talk about a year ago, and we were just all blown away with everything that's been happening with career development at Agnes Scott. It's really exciting what's happening, and I hope that you'll take from this a chance to go back and talk to your classmates about the cool things that are happening, and even a chance to offer maybe some partnerships or internships with working along with the career office as well. So I just want to talk a little bit about Lucy so you know who you're going to be hearing from. She is currently the director of the Career Exploration Center at Agnes Scott College. She leads a team with over 15 years of career services and higher experience and career services in higher education. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and a Master of Science in Education with a focus on student affairs from Indiana University. She has worked in career services at Texas Women's University, Berry College, Queen's University, and Indiana University. And she has extensive experience with supporting historically underrepresented student populations, and women in particular, and pursuing and creating equitable career options. And at Agnes Scott, which I'm sure she's going to talk to you about, she has been working with the Academic Affairs Office to lead the implementation of SUM 120 Career Lab, which we got a little tour of and is very cool, and also the 3-day leadership immersion experience scale. So without further ado, Lucy, I hope you'll take it away and blow us all away with everything that's happening at Agnes Scott for students.
Thanks, Kaylee. No pressure there. All good. It always makes me sound so fancy when if you sum up things in bio. And honestly, me and my whole team, we're really just here to lift students up, and we see career work as social justice work and trying to even the playing field as best we can. It's no secret that things don't look really great right now across the board, but we have been working with our students, and I'm really excited because this year senior class is the first class that had Summit 120. So they have been really intentionally, whether they know it or not, been building for their professional success all 4 years here. I can't speak to what transpired before I arrived. I know things were in place with Summit, but I decided I kind of wanted to share with you all what I share with admitted students and their parents, because they have lots of questions about how we support students through their 4 years here to get them ready to create a pathway towards professional success. So if I can remember, I will share my screen here. I don't know how many people are, familiar with this, but what I have up is the career development process. And I am a theory geek and I can go down rabbit holes down that, but I won't bore you with that right now. But there's a basic career development process, and everybody visits this multiple times throughout their lives. So what we're trying to do is to teach our students how to go through these steps, what tools they need, so that when they leave Agnes and they face a pivot in their career, that they're ready and they have the tools. And now we're here to support them, obviously, in their first time moving out into the post-Agnes world with it, and sharing support. But we start with the self-exploration and the work research, experiential education, what you know as internships, high impact experiences, research, long-term volunteering. We're really driving a focus with the new QEP on making sure all students have a high impact practice. And this is where they take their classroom experience and test it out in what you might call the real world and get that hands-on learning experience. And that is really the key to what employers are looking for. They love on-campus stuff. They love, student leaders, but really, what does it look like in the real world? And the benefit to students through experiential education as well is they're testing things out before they make a decision to go down the road to graduate school or end up, I want to go down the corporate route. And then we had a student who interned at Deloitte this summer. And the great thing was, had a great experience, but came back and said, that is not the environment for me. That's not where I want to go. And I'm really glad that she has figured that out before entering post-Agnes in the real world. She can be more intentional in her job search. So the focus with the QEP is on that high impact practice, and there's going to be a lot more in the next 5 years coming out about how we're supporting those students. We already offer Advantage Award and Hubert Scholars to support unpaid internships so that students don't have to decide between a part-time job or getting the experience they need. And then they go into the decision-making and the job search skills and the career management, which is kind of the stuff you normally think that career exploration does. So how do we do that at Agnes Scott? Well, we've broken this down into the career development continuum: awareness, exploration, preparation, and participation. And there's a lot of ways that we do that across campus. To nobody's surprise, we have a lot of things that go on campus at any given time. And every one of those things could contribute or do contribute to professional success. So I have far too many charts here. How we do it with Summit 120 or through their four years here. They start with Summit 120. We don't bombard them in that first semester. They do have Summit 110 where they touch on it a few things. They're why are they in college? Why are they pursuing? What is their driving force? And then in Summit 120, the spring of their first year, we have a 7-week course where we go into some things about how do you do that self-assessment? How do you figure out what my interests, skills, and values are? They all come to college on a continuum of, I know exactly what I want to do, and you're not going to talk me out of any other thing. This is the thing I'm going to do. And I have no idea what I want to do. So from everywhere in between. So we try to reach them where they are developmentally and guide them in those steps. Here's a little hint, and I'm sure some of you can relate, that the thing that you thought you were going to do that first year is maybe not the thing that you ended up doing. I see some heads like Kaylee's head nodding. As we know, those who have more experience in life, that happens. So we want to make sure, whether they think they need it or not, that they have the tools to address those changes as they come. So through Summit 120, we talk about experiential education. We talk about how do you do career research beyond what you see in the media, what you know about growing up. We have resource and tools, occupational outlook handbook. And I'm sure some of you are familiar with our very favorite tool is the informational interview. And I know that a lot of you have provided your support for current Scotties to provide those informational interviews for our students to talk to people who have real life jobs and what those really look like in practice. You can read, you can watch videos, you can do all the things you want, but until you get that perspective, what it's really like, you're not really going to know. You know, we had an uptick of people, I want to go into forensic analyst because I like CSI. That's not what it's really like. So we have to make sure that they understand what the jobs are like. So that informational interview, be it with speakers on campus, our fabulous Scotty Alum Network, anybody that they know, we really encourage them to go out and have those conversations. But some of our students may be a little more introverted, and having conversations is scary. So we try to support them through that. And we know that our alum are really great at reducing that anxiety piece and helping our students through that. Our second year, we really focus a little more on that exploration through Scale, which is a leadership immersion experience. It is not an internship, but there are some really cool career byproducts of that experience. They see what these organizations are like. They talk to the leadership. They get an idea of the different career options that are within every organization, because they think, oh, Coca-Cola, well, I don't want to make, soda, or I don't want to deliver soda. It's like, okay, it's huge. They have every career possible in that one organization. So helping them see beyond the brand name of the organization to what different careers actually look like. And then we start encouraging them to start applying for those high impact experiences, the research or the internships. And the third and fourth year are those preparation and participation. They're getting involved all over campus. They're leading things. They are doing the internships. So senior year, they're ready to launch. So that is really the short of it. I'm going to stop sharing there of how we best prepare students throughout their 4 years. I do want to share a really cool tool. I'm sure some of you have seen Scotty's Link. And that is our new platform that is in the pilot phase right now. So some of you have received invitations, and the rest of you will be receiving invitations to start participating. And we think of it as our internal LinkedIn. It's powered by Graduate. It is a platform that is just for Scotties. It's just for our students and just for you guys to connect. And it's hopefully going to kind of take the scariness out of reaching out on LinkedIn. It's going to hopefully facilitate these conversations and these career conversations and the informational interviewing and connecting. So what you're seeing now is what our platform looks like. And I'm the first to know, I'm horrible at using LinkedIn, and that is my fatal flaw. I'm not good at it, and I'm trying to be intentional. But what I'm really trying to be intentional about is posting on Scotty's Link and starting some engagement with our students and our alums. We are in the pilot phase with that. And We've got 3 classes that are going to be using it, psychology, English, and public health that will be using it. So if you're already on there or you want to jump on, please start a profile. You can select how you're willing to participate. If you're open to coffee chats or information when you go to mentoring and setting up your profile, you can see that there are, let's see, forgive me, I'm still not overly familiar with the platform yet and playing around, but you can select how you want to participate and how you want to engage and what you can provide for other people and then what you're looking for yourself. So you can look by company or by industry, job function. We also have a directory over here, which is my fire way, and you can put these flags, willing to help. So this is what I was looking for. So if you're offering help, you can offer to introduce students to connections, open doors at workplace, answer questions, or just meet for coffee. And the same goes for seeking help. What are you looking for? So as this grows, we hope that it's going to provide a really safe place, that you're not getting spam. You know that if you're connected on this, that it is a Scotty, and it's just going to be a really good place for everyone to engage and make those connections and help, excuse me, help our students grow. We're still building. It does pull from Handshake over here, that there's a job board. These pull from Handshake. So if you don't have access to Handshake still, which most of our alum don't, it does pull over here and you can find jobs, and it pulls this information. We have a place that I am sure that we're going to create an album for the alumni weekend and put on this for next spring. There's a lot that we can continue to build with us, and we're just beginning to explore all the features that we have with this. But the most important thing is connecting with one another. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I talk a lot, so I'm going to take time for any questions.
That was a great overview, Lucy. And if you guys want to put questions in the chat, I can monitor the chat. And since we have so many great people on the call, we don't want to have everybody unmuting at the same time. But Darcy Hammond is asking, can we do meet for coffee in a virtual meeting type of way?
Absolutely. And
especially
the
if you're
platform
not in town.
also, absolutely. And you can put those details in your profile. And there's a way to do it on the platform. There is a video link in the platform, or you can, set up a Google Meet or a Zoom, whatever, but absolutely.
We've also had people ask us, oh, another platform, it's one more thing to monitor. But Lucy, can you just talk a little bit about how people can not be bombarded all the time? It's like basically you, what's the word I'm looking for? You manage your own involvement, so to speak.
Absolutely. And you can set your preferences about where you want, notifications. As you saw when it popped on, it keeps saying, can I send you notifications? No, you cannot send me notifications. I get plenty of those. But, check in when I send a note and I want to make sure people say I can tag everybody. I'm not going to do that all the time. I'm just doing it right now to generate interest, but you can tag certain people, but they'll send you messages through the platform. So you can have notifications set to when you get a message or a thing, not to anytime anybody posts or anything like that. So you can manage those notifications. Yeah, we all don't need another thing bothering us and chiming and doing all the things on our phone, that's for sure.
We have another question from Pam. Is there a benefit of signing in with LinkedIn versus an email address?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just if you want to connect with your LinkedIn and have them refer to that, but I don't think there's a particular benefit one way or the other.
Okay, great. Thanks. Kaylee would like to know, can you tell us about some of the career connection current students have made with alums?
Well, we haven't done it with a platform just yet because we are in the pilot stage, but our alums are so helpful with students. I've got students now who are trying to find out information on policy. And so we kind of go in, I show them how to look on LinkedIn for alumni and connections. So I don't get to monitor what the results are, but I know our students are reaching out. I sent out an article to our seniors, and I actually posted it on Scotty's link this morning, that right now, as I mentioned earlier, we know this is not the greatest job market. And so what's going to make that, we've all heard that networking is always, you know, the key piece to it. But even now more than ever, because we've got the job market flooded with displaced workers, people who have 10, 15 years experience. And so the applications for each job online has gone up from, you know, like 100 to 250 to 1,000. Somebody told me today that they already had 1,000 applications for a program that they're doing. I can't remember which one that was. So those networking pieces and those connections, if we can lift our Scotties up, even if we don't know a person ourselves, but we know somebody who may have that connection, if we can help make those connections, that will be stronger. As far as specific examples, you caught me at 6:30 and I can't think anymore about, but they'll come to me in about 20 minutes and they'll go, oh, I should have said that one. Susan Hitchcock has invited us back to the Women in Leadership, and one of our career coaches and I are going to tomorrow morning and taking 3 of our students to help make those connections. So those opportunities are all around, and we just need to, you know, help lift our students up and shine a light on our Scotties, as our president likes to say, is shine a light. You all know, you are amazing examples of our amazing curriculum and what Scotties can do in the world. And, you know, just kind of putting that hand out and lifting others with you. I know, Caitlin, you get called all the time because you have a cool job, and students every time want to talk to you about that. Just being available to talk to our students is gold.
We have a couple more questions. Katrina asks, can alums looking to change careers or jobs use this tool as well?
Absolutely. I won't say there's much on it right now, but as more people join, you can make those connections. Absolutely. That is hopefully what that's going to be, because LinkedIn is a giant sea and abyss. And it's great. It's a great tool. But if you want to connect with Scotties, we hope this will be the place that you come to.
And we do have a question. Do we need to be invited, or can we just sign in now? And I think the answer
you
is
can
we just
sign in now.
Yeah.
You can, as long as you have the
And I
link,
put
it'll
the-
say create it.
I put the website, the web link in the chat,
Mhm.
so you can find it there. Paula asks, what are the most popular career choices for recent graduates?
Oh, gosh, there's a lot. You know, they love nonprofits, and that is still a strong pull. We are seeing more that are looking. Our business program is growing, and people who are minoring in business is growing. So we're seeing a little more movement towards that corporate area. We still have our pockets of students who want to go to law school. Our pre-health is actually getting stronger. We have about 40% of our incoming students who say, I want to do pre-health, but by the time they graduate, that has dropped significantly. And there's been a lot of push to keep our STEM students persisting. And this year we have 17 students who are eligible, meaning they meet the qualifications to be supported in their med school applications. So that is growing as well.
Let's see, Jamie asked, what would be the point of contact for posting internships for ASC students?
Me. If you send it to me, we will get you. We do use Handshake as our medium, but if you don't have a Handshake account, we can get you started. Is my volume any better on that?
That was better. I think it's
Okay.
your
My
mic.
mic is too far. So yeah, we can absolutely see. Now I'm approving a whole bunch of people jumping on. Good for y'all. Yay. yeah, you can just send it to me and we will get you in the pipeline. And then also, if you send it to me directly, we have newsletters that go out to our students through our various career communities so that we make it also, we highlight it and lift it up. So please, absolutely.
So we're going to take one more question. Linda asks, how does SCALE, which is the sophomore class Atlanta leadership experience, help students? Is it part of career planning efforts?
It is part of it. So it is part of, it's a signature summit experience. It is a leadership immersion experience. So what they're doing is they're studying organizational leadership. They're understanding the different types of leadership, carrying over from their Leader 101 class in their freshman year to their sophomore year. As I said, there are a lot of career byproducts from it. So not just career exploration exposure, but the networking piece as well. And we've had students, it is not the prime directive of SCALE, but it does happen that students make connections that may turn into internships that turn into full-time jobs. We've had Jasmine McKeel, class of 25, who went to SCALE at BlackRock, interned at BlackRock, and is now an analyst at BlackRock. We've also Mia Iverson, who did SCALE at the Atlanta Dream, did an internship somewhere else, but then went back and now works full-time for the Atlanta Dream. It does happen. I think we'd like it to happen more, but that's not the primary purpose of SCALE. But we do look at our SCALE partners and really want to cultivate them posting internships with us and considering Agnes Scott students maybe on a different level.
And that's every single sophomore gets to participate. It's not something you have to sign up for or apply for and be approved or anything like that. Every
No,
single student.
They do
gets
it.
to
They
that.
don't get to opt in. They are required. So
Well, Lucy, thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope everybody learned something new. We did have a request for your slides. So if we can, when we send out the recording, we'll send the slides that Lucy had prepared. But thank you for all your questions, great questions. And there's so much more to learn about the Career Exploration Center and what Lucy and her team do. So thank you for being here tonight. And we are now going to move on to phase 2, which is moving into breakout rooms. And I kind of forgot to introduce my team when we joined the call. So I did want to thank Martha Eel, who is here, Hannah Suggs, who is our new Alumni and Donor Relations Manager. And then we have Andrea Bond, who's been working in a temporary capacity in our office, who's helping us with the technology on this call. So what we're going to do now is we've pre-assigned all the breakout rooms based on your class officer title. And I'm going to open the breakout rooms. And then if anybody, registered right before the call or doesn't end up in a room, we'll get you into a room. I am going to be with the presidents and vice presidents. That's going to be one room. Martha will be with the reunion chairs and we'll be able to talk a little bit about Alumni Weekend, but then also the prep for Alumni Weekend, boot camp, that kind of thing. And if you are on here and you're not sure where you fit, just let us know and we'll put you in a room that's appropriate. Then we have our fund chairs who will go with Amy and Blue. And then we will have who's left? Class secretaries. How could I forget? It's class news time. Hello. Hannah is now taking over class news. So the class secretaries will go with Hannah and she can give you any kind of updates. I think yesterday was the deadline. So sometime this week was. So she'll let y'all know what's happening with that. Is everybody ready? Now I got to figure out how to do this. I hope you guys had a productive time. The presidents and vice presidents had a great conversation, especially around maybe some different platforms that we can use to keep classes connected in non-reunion years, such as WhatsApp or maybe even Scotty's Link, possibly being a resource for that. So we have got about 5 minutes and I just wanted to turn it back over to Amy for a second. If you have any closing thoughts, you may not, which is fine, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to mention anything on your mind.
Thank you. I always have a few thoughts and things to share. And first off, of course, thank you. Thank you, everyone. You guys are just, you guys energize us. These calls, we love these calls. I go home and I can't stop talking. We love our jobs here. And it's because we get to work with people like you. And so I just want to thank you for all of the intentional ways that you reach out to your classmates and lift up the college. And a couple things coming up. We have the Women's Global Leadership Conference on campus on October 8th. Join us if you're local. Blue, will you drop that link in the chat? Thanks. And it's on entrepreneurship this year. It's just an amazing group of speakers, some alums, and we would love to see you. And later on in October, I just wanted to mention that, the traditions there are new traditions, but there are ones that have been going on forever that you all know and love. And later on in October, Jasmine will be leading our current students through the Black Cat Giving Campaign. And she is the person on our team who leads the student philanthropy on campus, just building future alumni. And Giving Tuesday is December 2nd this year. You'll hear more from my team about that as we get closer. And on that note, I wouldn't be good at my job if I didn't mention we ask every class officer to make a gift to the Fund for Agnes Scott every year. So why not get that gift out of the way now? Blue, will you drop that link? Thank you. And thank you, everyone. We really appreciate all that you do and all that you give to the college. Mary, anything else?
I just wanted to mention, thank you, Amy, that as usual, the February alumni board meeting is virtual, and we open the morning session to class officers. And the date of that will be February 21st. And then we'll have a spring class officer call. The date has not been determined yet. So more opportunities for you to connect with us, with staff, and to hear what's happening at the college and with each other. So thanks so much. I hope you all have a wonderful evening and stay Scotty strong. That's what I'm trying to say. Blue's shaking his head like, what? Anyway, have a great evening, y'all.
Great job.
Guys, thank you.
Thank you.